Hello, my name's Lisa, and if this is your first time here, then thank you very much for choosing to click on this video. If you are a returning subscriber, then just know I really do appreciate you. I would like to give a huge, massive shout out to my channel members. Thank you to the person who sent me this video. I appreciate you very much. And if anybody else would like to send me any content, the instructions on how to do that can be found in the description. And if you like anti-MLM content, then please consider subscribing. Today's video is going to be coming from Courtney Shortney of Prove It. It's been a very long time since I've checked in on any of their content, and I have to say, I am really quite concerned about this lady, and maybe you will understand why once you've gone through this video. You never know. You might even be quite concerned about her as well. I do have to say this video is a bit all over the place. I've tried to make as much sense as I could. So let's dive in and find out what's going on with Courtney.
Hello, 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 beautiful people. Courtney Alexandra here. Listen, I've really been just feeling like I should just drop the last name. It's not as if the people don't know it, but maybe I'll just drop the last name and become anew.
I don't know about you, but I find it quite odd that she wants to drop her last name. Why would you think she wants to do that? I know it has been mentioned before in other videos that Jessie Lee said that she should change her name. Why though? Is that part of the bite model? Is it someone who's trying to control her thoughts and her behaviours? Or is it because of what's happening in her personal life? Which is something that she has discussed in other videos. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Anyway, I've had so much to say to y'all and been wanting to come on and hang out with you multiple times. And, I've just been out of routine.
You've just been out of routine. Well, that's hardly surprising, Courtney, is it? With what's just happened. Most people are out of their routine. I'm still out of my routine, and she wasn't my friend. I didn't even know her. So you can't be shocked, surely, that you're out of routine.
All right. Well, today I did our team Zoom and I really shared about telling your story and being a great storyteller. And for any of you who put yourself on the internet, you really do have to be a great storyteller.
I put myself on the internet, but I don't have to be a great storyteller. I don't really understand where you're going with that, Courtney. Are you saying that you have to be a storyteller in order to recruit people, maybe? Is that what you're talking about? Because you need to paint a picture that is false?
And I will just say, my mom also has to be a really great storyteller because she's a district manager at the Domino's. And in order to get your team to follow you, in order to get your team to stand behind you, you have to be able to tell really great stories as well.
Don't know what the Domino's is. When I was in the UK, Domino's was a pizza place. So I'm not sure if that's the same that she's talking about there. But I still don't understand why you need to have to be a great storyteller in order to get people to come and work for you to join your team. Perhaps that's something you can enlighten me on in the comments, please.
getting people to want to join your team, and she has to recruit. Yes, anybody that really is in the business where my mom has to be a part of hiring people into her district, hiring, getting really good team going. And my mom's really, really good at that. She's really great at bringing the team together, getting people to work well together. She pays them really well. She listens to what they have to say, and she just pays attention. And although you're going to go through periods of time where people will fade in and they'll fade out, people never leave where they're loved, as a good friend of mine, Jessie Lee Ward, always said.
People never leave where they are loved. I don't agree with that. I think people do leave where they're loved because it depends what kind of love is being bestowed on them, surely. If you're in a multi-level marketing company and all of your posts are being bombarded with toxic positivity, that's not real love, is it? And when people see the light, as they say, they do still leave.
I just have so much coming at me all at once.
That statement right there is one example of me saying that she's a bit all over the place. She's just thrown in that she's got so much coming at her all at once. Well, that's hardly surprising, is it, with what's just happened in your life? And the fact that you are in Pruvit, you can't take a day off. I have not seen you have a day off since everything happened. And that cannot be healthy for you at all. Personally, I think you need some time off, Courtney.
I really thought that I could come on here and just give value around the training that I had tonight. And it just doesn't feel right anymore.
Grief has 7 stages. I wonder what stage you're in. Just because you knew it was going to happen and you were fighting it with every ounce of your being, that still doesn't change the fact that when it happens, it's going to be a massive shock. I'm 100% certain at this moment in your life, nothing feels right, and that could continue for quite a while.
So, what I will talk to you guys about, I have never, this is the most challenging season I've ever been in. And I cannot even fully articulate how and why. I've lost a lot of people throughout my life, starting from the age of 4, 5. I don't remember the month that my great grandma passed away. I remember it was in 1994, which is the year I started kindergarten. And I think I had started, but I don't really remember. And many people after that, family and friends, never at a time whenever I was super connected with them. Like I had lost friends a while after we stopped spending all the time together. That was emotional. My grandpa worked for a funeral home whenever I was up. I mean, my grandpa, my stepdad, I was around death a lot. That in itself is all consuming. And Jessie Lee and I were fully integrated into each other's lives in more ways than I even have time to explain right now.
Because your lives were very integrated, that is all the more reason why you need to take time for yourself. If you were in a normal job instead of in an MLM, then you would be able to take time off to grieve. But because of the grift that you are involved with, you can't take a second for yourself. And that is one huge reason why I tell people all the time, please do not join an MLM. She is in the top 1% of the company and is supposed to be making an awful lot of money. Well, if that's true, then why can't she take a few days or even a week out to grieve?
And so she started off as just someone that an acquaintance, turned into a mentor, became a leader of mine when I joined her. And that leadership role for me just developed into so much more than that, because I developed and I worked hard and I found some success, and so I earned a trip and I got to spend a lot of time with her, and then we became friends. Fast forward, we started becoming friends. We were in a chat together, and then we go through a termination from another company. And my whole point is that I did not just lose my best friend. And I went through massive amounts of attacks. Like, I've been through a lot of attacks over the last 2.5, 3.5 years. 3.5? Wow. And she was there all the way through it.
What do you class as an attack? If it's something like this, what I'm doing now, making a video reacting to what you're saying, then I don't think you understand the concept of the word attack. I'm not attacking you. I am reacting and educating people to the dangers of being in a multi-level marketing company, and I am giving people examples of why they shouldn't be in it based solely on what you are doing and saying. I am not attacking you in any way, shape, or form, in my mind.
And the biggest things that she would always say, and this is just this, I just wanted to share with you guys. Like, I don't know, my thoughts were going all over the place. Ironically enough, and this is funny because I got a message that someone was going live about me. Like, I don't know, there's people on the internet that actually make money off of and spend their entire, like, all of their time is to make videos about people, and they like tear them apart.
Can you explain how anti-MLM content creators are tearing you apart? And just for the record, I don't spend all of my time making content about you or anyone else. I have a job, I go on holiday, I have friends that I spend time with. I do go and have my nails done every 3 weeks. We also look after our grandchildren. We have a swimming pool and we spend quite a few hours down there with the grandchildren, swimming and sunbathing and having fun. But those are all things that you have time freedom to do when you're not stuck in a multi-level marketing company. So I do plenty of other things than make content about you or anybody else I choose to make content about.
Crazy, I know, but there are people out there that do that. And the amount of hate that I watched that woman get, like the amount of lies that were said about her, that are still being said about her, if we're being honest, the amount of videos that were made about her, the amount of attacks that were brought down on her, like she was terminated twice because of attacks, like terminated, and checks ripped and all these things. I've just watched her be put through the ringer.
Are you sure that's why she was terminated from these other companies, Courtney? Because I don't think you are telling the truth there, are you?
And I watched her come out stronger every single time. Every challenge she was faced with, every obstacle put in her way, every time, it was like the closer that she got to God, the closer that the more impact that she made, the bigger her ripple that was being created, the harder the attacks came. And she coached me through some of that. I said that over the last 3 years, I had the same thing. Like, I had a lot of attacks. The more that once she started to say, Courtney's my best friend, and she started to share how much I meant to her, and my name would be in her mouth over and over and over, it was like I knew eventually the heat would come for me. And I don't even have any clue, nor do I care. The people that have talked bad about me, or the videos that have been made, or the lies that have been spread about me, Doesn't make it hurt any less whenever you watch it. So I'm not, guys, like I told y'all before, don't go look, don't watch it. Okay, I have like y'all will still do it. You'll get caught up. It'll happen. I know it. I've been there, and I'm so grateful that I did not go through that alone. That I had her right there saying, Courtney, do not watch it. Do not read the comments. Do not participate and give them views when you know that by them talking about you, people will come to your page, they'll come check you out, and that's exactly what they've done for you. They've increased your views, they've increased the amount of people. And I also watched throughout this time period that as this happened, Jessie Lee became more and more and more seen, and her reach would grow to more and more people, and people would come into her inbox. People were in my inbox. People were in the comment section being like, I found you through so-and-so who made a hate video about you, and I had to come look for myself, and I just fell in love with your personality. I don't know what they're talking about.
Your personality and Jessie Lee's personality are so far apart, it's unbelievable. You are never going to be able to deal with things in the way that she did. That's the fact. Another fact is me reacting to your content is not an attack. Facts and data that prove certain things are not attacks, they are just education. And what you're saying there sounds like another form of behaviour control. You've got to remember, I have been in a multi-level marketing company, so I know exactly what happens in it. I know all about the toxic positivity, about the community, about the not looking outside of the bubble. And you're saying to the people on this live that they shouldn't go and look at the content that you're talking about. Is that because you're scared that they're going to believe it? Is it because you're frightened their eyes are going to be opened to a whole different point of view? Why don't you want them to go and look at it, Courtney? And you're also saying every time someone like me makes an anti-MLM video that we bring you new eyeballs. But that works both ways, doesn't it? And I'm not sitting here saying to anyone, oh yeah, don't go and watch Courtney, don't go and watch her lives because I've got nothing to worry about. I'm not trying to recruit anyone. I'm not trying to get anyone on my team. I'm not trying to make money by recruiting people like you are. This is why you go live all of the time, because you need to constantly recruit people to maintain your rank in the company in order to maintain your paycheck. I don't have that problem. So I don't care whose content anybody goes and looks at because it doesn't affect me the way it does you.
Go after your purpose says, yeah, they're definitely demonic creatures crawling on the internet. I promise you the money they make off their hate will not last. You know, the money that they're making is no money that I would want to be a part of.
Money you're making from those at the bottom of the pyramid who are making $0 is definitely not something I would want to be a part of, hence getting out of it.
And so as I'm facing this season, navigating it, walking through it, focusing on all of the things that she would always tell me were my strengths about how great of a mom I am. In order to be a great mom, I have to be present with my kids.
My opinion of what you've just said there is you are personally attacking mothers that go to work. You're saying that in order to be a great mum, you have to be present with them. You can be a great mum by going to work and providing a stable income for your children. You can send your children to school and provide them with a balanced environment where they interact with children who are the same ages as them. There are many ways to be a great mum without being around them 24 hours a day. And to be honest, Courtney, I've seen many videos of you where you are live and you are not being such a great mum. Let's just put it that way.
It's because of her that I know how to navigate through lies, manipulation, attacks, hate, lies. She taught me how to just speak up and just speak my truth.
That may be your interpretation of what she taught you, but it's certainly not mine. If anyone lies and manipulates people, it's those at the top of multi-level marketing companies who portray a fake lifestyle that they don't actually have. Just because you are near the top of the pyramid, Courtney, what about all those underneath you that are nowhere near it? What about those people? You have manipulated them to join your team with the promise that they can stay at home and have a fantastic lifestyle. But in reality, the FTC tells everybody that cares to look it up that over 97% of people in a multi-level marketing company make zero money and in fact lose money. So who is the actual manipulator then?
There is so much more love out there than there is hate. And I think that that is even harder at times when we are in different seasons to see it, because it's still hard for me at times. I have to be reminded of it. I have to look in my inbox and see the love and the support and be reminded of, Courtney, you know who you are. Courtney, you know your truth. Courtney, stop allowing yourself to listen to what the hate has to say. And yes, the haters are on the internet, but I do not think they are loved by the internet. I think that the haters are created by people that don't actually know how to love themselves.
I feel that's another example of her not really knowing what she's talking about. I feel that she's actually talking about herself there. She's got to look in her inbox to feel loved. What? Personally, I think I'm great. I love myself. I love my family. I love my friend. In fact, there are many things I love. I don't need to look in an inbox to feel love.
And, opinions, things that come out of people's mouths, are just opinions. Even if maybe there's some truth tied to it, they're just opinions. And opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one.
Hooray, you finally said something I agree with. Everybody does have an opinion.
So, it says, this person's literally doing a live about you right now. What a compliment that you get under their skin this much.
Do you get under my skin? I'd have to say no to that. I think this is the third, possibly fourth video I've made about you. So, you're obviously not that popular to me, Courtney, because I really don't make much content about you.
Also, the attacks are stronger. And so all of these things are tying together. And as you begin to level up, as the attacks begin to come, I have a massive awareness over, okay, I am about to level up again. Okay, I have to process this and go through this in order to get on the other side of this obstacle, this challenge, because I watched my best friend continuously level up every time, continuously have attacks come at her, and she calmly, and like, guys, like, I know the other side of it. I know the other side of it. I know that it wasn't always easy for her. I know that it hurt when people that she knew wanted to start making videos about her. I know all of that. But the mind is the most powerful thing. And so if you allow yourself to get wrapped up in it, if you allow yourself to show up on their social medias, if you allow yourself to even consume any of the untruths, it will seep in. I don't read it.
I actually feel very worried about you, Courtney, about all of this mind control. You seem so terrified of looking at what people are saying. And is it because you know the truth about the business that you're in? Is that why you are so scared? to look outside of the bubble. All the time you are in the position that you are in and telling people not to look at this content. It's because you are being controlled by the multi-level marketing company and the people that you surround yourself with. You're the one that's being controlled, not anybody else.
Yes, this is really hard. And I know that I'm not the only one going through hard things. And if you are facing challenges and you're being knocked down and you have people saying things about you that are untrue, you have to ignore it.
I wish you could give me an example of what people are saying about you that's untrue.
I have never experienced the level of signs from God like I have now. Signs from my angels like I have now. It is so strong. It is so powerful. It is so in my face and very obvious when it's happening. And I also very strongly, and I'm telling you, I know when it's Jesse Lee. And even still, because of all of these like waves and just challenges that I'm being faced with and people that are like questioning me. And I've already been told a few times over, you know, if you want to connect, the spirit world can't connect. You know, like there's also transitions that they go through and like, you know, different. Anyway, not gonna even, you know, you want to have a talk about that in the DM because this is not something that I know how to speak about. I just know what I feel and I know what I know right here. I know what I know. And I was just sitting there like, Courtney, you're doing this to yourself. And I was like, is this you? Jesse Lee, is this you?
Well, to be honest, I'm lost for words there. I really can't comment on what she is saying because I've never been in that position. I do really feel that you need to take a break, though, Courtney. You need to take a breath. You need to grieve properly and not on the internet. Obviously, that's just my opinion. If you've enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.